This webinar was produced by Utah Clean Energy and was funded by a grant from the Southwest Energy Efficiency Project. This webinar is meant to follow the 90-second introductory webinar available on the Governor's Office of Energy Development's website at cpace.utah.gov. This webinar is meant to provide a more detailed look at CPACE financing, what it is and how it works. We also look at the process one should follow when completing a project using CPACE financing. Presenting on the webinar is Shauna Kwan with the Governor's Office of Energy Development. Shauna has spent the last 7 years in the energy sector where she has focused on energy efficiency, renewable energy, and energy security topics. Prior to joining the Governor's Office of Energy Development as the Energy Efficiency and Programs Manager, Shauna worked for the U.S. Navy as a research analyst, the Yale Center for Environmental Law and Policy Global Environmental Governance Project, and the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars in Washington, D.C. Her bachelor's is in political science from the University of California, Santa Barbara, and she holds a master's in public policy with an emphasis in environmental regulation and policy from Georgetown University.
Thank you very much for taking the time to learn about Utah's CPACE program. I'm Shauna Kwan with the Utah Governor's Office of Energy Development, or OED. My focus is on energy efficiency and programs, but our office is dedicated to advancing all responsible forms of energy and minerals. As we look to the future, it's essential to our economic and environmental success to take an all-of-the-above approach in developing our natural resources. We expect that this approach will provide our growing population with affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy. And our office does this in 3 ways: through industry assistance, education and outreach, and policy development. One area of policy development that our office supports is the Commercial Property Assessed Clean Energy, or CPACE, financing program. We administer this program for municipalities who choose to opt in with the hopes that our standardized, streamlined program will spread throughout the state. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to talk about CPACE, what it is and how it can benefit you, our list of service providers that are authorized to work on CPACE projects, and how service providers can be added to this list, the process for securing CPACE financing, and lastly, I'm going to talk about some additional CPACE resources. The Utah CPACE 90-second video available on our website provides a great introduction to this program, and this video is meant to provide a more in-depth look. It's available at cpace.utah.gov. We also have videos for municipalities and lien holders on our website. So what is CPACE? At a high level, CPACE is a low-cost, long-term financing option for energy efficiency, renewable energy, or water conservation projects on commercial or industrial buildings or residential properties with 4 or more rental units. Funding is provided through the sale of a bond and can be repaid directly or with your annual property taxes for a term equal to the life of the improvement, up to 30 years. At this time, we recommend against projects less than $200,000 due to the associated bonding fees. To reiterate, CPACE can be used for any commercial property and any residential building with 4 or more rental units. So, as an example, CPACE can be used for an office building, a factory, or an apartment building, but it can't be used for a single-family detached home or a duplex. Measures that qualify for financing include energy efficiency projects, renewable energy projects, water conservation projects, electric vehicle charging infrastructure, and energy storage devices. All measures must be permanently attached to the real property. So how does CPACE benefit you? Energy efficiency, renewable energy, and water conservation projects can help building owners save money and increase the value, comfort, and sustainability of their property. But access to available financing is the #1 barrier to these projects, which CPACE may help overcome. CPACE allows commercial building owners to finance 100% of the project costs, including soft costs, with no money down up front and fixed interest rates over the term of the loan. The term of the CPACE assessment is equal to the life of the improvement, up to 30 years. The financed energy improvements will help building owners save money from day 1. In fact, CPACE is designed so that utility bill savings from a project exceed the building owner's annual assessment payment, reducing building operating costs immediately. CPACE financing is structured similar to a property tax assessment, so it will transfer to any subsequent owners of the property if the building owner chooses to sell, and it does not show up as a debt on a business balance sheet, leaving more capital available for other uses. Due to the technicalities of this tax assessment structure, any existing holder of a lien on the property must give written consent to the CPACE assessment. I'll talk more about that later. In addition, these types of projects will increase property value, save energy and water, grow the local economy, create jobs, and minimize the impact and uncertainty of fluctuating energy and water costs. So how do you get a CPACE project going? I'll first provide a high-level overview of the steps involved, and will then provide an in-depth look into the OED CPACE process and the resources available through our program. The first step is for a building owner and/or a project developer to work with contractors to design a project. Also, we highly recommend that an audit or energy analysis that is commensurate with the technical level of the project is performed. I'll explain more later. Second, the project developer works independently or with OED to find a capital provider for the project. This capital provider will purchase a municipal bond, the proceeds of which will finance the project. Third, as mentioned before, OED and the building owner or the project developer work with an existing lien holder to get written consent for the CPACE assessment. Fourth, OED and the building owner or project developer work with a local municipality where the property is located to set up a voluntary assessment area for the property and issue and sell a bond to your capital provider. The proceeds of the bond fund the project. And fifth, the CPACE obligation is repaid by the property owner, either directly to the lender or through their annual property tax bill, for up to a maximum of 30 years. Now I'm going to get more in depth about the OED CPACE process and the resources available through our program. All of these resources are available on our website at cpace.utah.gov and are hyperlinked in this presentation. You can access the hyperlinks by downloading the PDF version that is posted online. While these resources are all publicly available, the process I am about to outline is only available for projects located in municipalities, such as towns, cities, or counties, that have opted into our program. If you would like to participate in OED's program and the municipality where your project is located has not opted in, please feel free to contact OED and we will reach out to the municipality. You can email me at utahcpace@utah.gov. For more details about municipal participation, please visit our website and watch our 15-minute video for municipalities. As stated above, the first step in the process is to work with a project developer or contractor to identify and select project measures. All CPACE service providers, from auditors to HVAC contractors to solar installers to design groups, distributors, engineers, and architects, must be registered on the authorized service provider list. You can find this list on our website, and contractors can register by filling out the authorized service provider application, which is also found on our website, and submitting it to me at utahcpace@utah.gov. To qualify for our authorized service provider list, businesses must provide an active Utah Division of Occupational and Professional Licensing license number, all relevant classifications, and certify that they are bonded and hold the state minimum for liability insurance, and certified that they have viewed this video or have participated in OED-sanctioned service provider training. Please note that inclusion on the list does not constitute a recommendation or endorsement by OED for any service provider listed. Also, while we do not currently require an energy audit to be performed, we highly recommend that an audit or energy analysis that is commensurate with the technical level of the project is performed. This will help with the program application and preparation of project financials needed for the lender consent process. OED can work with you to determine the level of analysis that would be most beneficial based on the specifics of your project. After a building owner or project developer has worked to identify project measures, the next step is to fill out a pre-application. The pre-application serves as an initial screening to let you know whether your project is eligible for CPACE financing. You must submit a title record for the property where the project is located with your pre-application. Once you've completed the pre-application, submit it to me at utahcpace@utah.gov, and we will review it within a 2-week period to let you know whether your project is eligible for CPACE financing. Once your pre-application is approved, the next step is to move on to the full application. This application asks for detailed information about the project and the property. In particular, the building owner will be asked about the measures to be installed and will be asked to provide a map of their property, a copy of any energy analyses or audits, feasibility studies, incentive information, or other relevant project documents, a copy of any current mortgages, and details about existing liens. Similar to the pre-application, please send the completed applications to utahcpace@utah.gov, and we will review the application within 2 weeks of receipt. Next, if you've not identified a capital provider, OED can provide you with a list of potential capital providers to explore. Similar to more traditional forms of project financing, it is up to the building owner to interview potential capital providers and negotiate terms and conditions that meet the needs of all the parties involved. The next step is to work with OED to compile the appropriate information to present to existing lien or mortgage holders. Due to the tax assessment structure, the CPACE obligation takes priority over any existing liens on the property, so any person or institution holding a lien or mortgage on the property must consent in writing to the CPACE obligation. While lien holder can be a challenge, it is not an insurmountable challenge if project financials are compiled in a format that is useful for lien holders. A more detailed webinar about lender consent is available on our website. The next step is for OED and the building owner or project developer to work with any people or institutions who hold existing liens on the property and ask them to sign the lender consent form that is available on our website. Once again, please submit the completed lender consent form to utahcpace@utah.gov. Once you've completed the steps above, OED and the building owner or project developer will work with the municipality where the project is located to issue a bond, designate a voluntary assessment area, and levy the assessment. It is important to note that there are fees associated with issuing these bonds that can be included in the amount financed. The fee schedule is available on our website at cpace.utah.gov and is shown here. And as a reminder, we recommend against projects less than $200,000 due to these fees. Lastly, the project is completed and OED verifies installation. Depending on the structure of the transaction, the CPACE obligation can be repaid as a line item on the annual property tax bill or directly to the capital provider. Okay, that was a lot of material to cover. To keep it all straight, our office published and regularly updates a CPACE guidebook that includes all of this information that we included in this webinar and more. If you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to me, Shauna Kwan, OED's CPACE Program Administrator. My email address is utahcpace@utah.gov. Also, PACE Nation is a national organization that provides technical assistance and support to all PACE programs throughout the country. Their website can be accessed at pacenation.us. Thanks again for taking the time to learn about our CPACE program.